This is Dr. Andrew Jones. In this edition of Veterinary Secrets, I'm going to talk about the 5 proven benefits of curcumin for dogs and cats. In this video, we're discussing a very interesting herb. It's called turmeric. Here it is here. It's probably the most important herb in curry. And within turmeric is an active ingredient called this, curcumin, which you have here. Believe it or not, there are over 6,000 peer-reviewed studies showing this whole variety of benefits for this herb. So it's one you really should know a whole lot about. And what I'm going to do in today's video is show you 5 important benefits that you could look at be using it now with your own dogs or cats. And I'm going to have my demonstrating dog Pippi here. I'll just drag her in shortly, and I'll show you the specific ways of how it could benefit your pets, and also then how you give it to potentially help your pets. In discussing turmeric for pets, a couple of big points need to be made. First of all, the active ingredient in turmeric, which has all the disease preventing and fighting properties, is this. This is this curcumin, which you can see here. Within turmeric itself, it's got that really orangey glow to it. So it's actually curcumin that is giving it that color. But unfortunately, within turmeric that you're going to have within your kitchen cabinets, it's only got about 3% curcumin. So for it to be really beneficial, it's really important that you actually go to a pharmacy. Most of the pharmacies now will have it in their natural health section. And what you're wanting to do if you're going to give medicinal benefits to your pets is get this. This is the 95% curcuminoids, or 95% curcumin. So you can just look for curcumin within sort of the herb section, sort of the natural health section. And I was at just one of my local pharmacies just last week. I actually picked it up for my wife who's having herself treated for a chronic inflammatory eye condition called uveitis. And of all the medications she's on, she responds probably best to curcumin. In terms of giving curcumin, either to yourself or to your pets, the one big thing is that it's not water soluble, meaning that it won't dissolve in water. So not very much of it's going to be absorbed if you just sort of put it in, just pop it right into your dog's mouth without something else to bind to it. What that means is giving your dog some food first. It's got some fat in it, because then the fat can bind to the curcumin, then most of it can be absorbed. So generally, for all the different diseases I'm going to be discussing, the curcumin dose is 100 milligrams, 50 to 100 milligrams per 10 pounds of body weight daily. So for instance, if you're going to be using curcumin to treat allergies, which we're going to discuss, Pippi can just smell the cheese. Pippi's dose, she's a 50-pound dog, would be 500 milligrams of curcumin a day. The other big thing is it stains everything orange, so it's much better if you get it in a capsule formation, such as I have it in here, and then you can keep it within the capsules. Won't stain yourself, your dog's bowl, or anything else in your house all orange. So what I'm just doing is just hiding this in a little piece of cheese. And as you can see, Pippi seems to like cheese, and let's just see how easy it would be to give her daily curcumin dose. There it is. 500 milligram capsule down the hatch. Pippi's a lot happier. The first big benefit of using curcumin would be for our pets that have arthritis. Curcumin itself has wonderful anti-inflammatory as well as pain-reducing properties. Of those over 6,000 studies, a number of them are looking at curcumin's pain relief and anti-inflammatory benefits. And in some of the studies actually showing it's actually being more effective than some of the traditional NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Huge benefit. So if you've got a dog who's got moderate to severe arthritis, and you're looking for an alternate option, you should be considered something such as curcumin. I just use these capsules. And as I said, for a dog like Pippi, we're looking at a dose of about 100 milligrams per 10 pounds of body weight daily. The second big benefit would be for giving it for our dogs that have allergies. Because it's such a good anti-inflammatory, it can be used a couple different ways. One would be, once again, giving it orally, because we're trying to just decrease that level of inflammation. Because when we think of an allergy, what's happening is allergens are landing on your dog's skin, going into that sort of breaking down through the skin barrier. Your dog then, their immune system then responds inappropriately, producing all that red inflammation, causing your dog to itch and scratch, and the cycle continues. So something like curcumin, you could be given one orally, 100 milligrams per 10 pounds daily. It's going to help decrease the inflammation. And also we have local areas, it could also be put on topically. And in that case, you actually need to be, purchasing some type of a curcumin-based cream or making your own, where you just have a simple base, a basic cream base, which most of the pharmacies will have. And you're going to add, 1,000 milligrams of curcumin powder, mix it up and apply that topically. The third big benefit is its use in both the prevention and treatment of cancer. There's a big study that has shown that in countries where curcumin is consumed at even relatively low levels, 100 to 200 milligrams a day, they have a marked decrease in the incidence of cancers as opposed to populations such as North America, where typically we consume very little curcumin. Secondly, in a number of these studies are actually showing the specific benefits of curcumin in terms of decreasing the replication of cancer cells, decreasing the likelihood that the cancer is going to spread. In some cases, they're seeing it, used in combination with chemotherapy, and also be more effective in terms of aiding that chemotherapy drug to actually ultimately help kill those cancer cells. So the whole variety of potential uses there, and I've discussed it many, many times. If I were to have a dog with cancer again, which I recently just went through, and I had to lose on curcumin, I would, any of you, the majority of those cancers, regardless of whatever it is, you should be looking at incorporating curcumin into the regimen. And or if you've got a dog that has a high risk of cancer, I'm thinking, say, some of the golden retrievers, for instance, or your dog is from a line where it's a real high incidence of cancer, you may want to look at adding curcumin into your dog's diet at even a relatively low level. Something like, 50 milligrams per 10 pounds daily as an ongoing basis, more than anything that potentially prevent that cancer from showing up in the first place. In looking at the different studies, the 3 types of cancers it appears to be most effective with is for breast or mammary cancer, colon cancer, and the skin cancers. The fourth big benefit for using curcumin in our dogs and cats is for cognitive dysfunction. So what that is there's a certain amount of normal aging related changes that are also happening within our brain, our pets' brains. And a lot of it is thought to be inflammatory related. So if we can decrease the level of inflammation that's happening, such as what's going on in their brain, then we can preserve and hopefully delay the loss of brain function. Some of the signs of cognitive dysfunction, we'll see in our old animals, increased sleeping, they appear disorientated. Sometimes they can lose their normal trained behaviors. A whole variety of things, these changes that you're seeing that, this is just not the dog or the cat I once had. So if you've got a dog or cat that has some of these signs and symptoms, they likely have cognitive dysfunction. Secondly, one of the things you could look at doing to naturally help them is using the curcumin. The last big benefit I see for using curcumin in our pets is for the whole host of immune-mediated diseases. So what's happening for different reasons is our immune system is doing things such as attacking parts of the body that it shouldn't. That could be, for instance, in the eyes, where you can have chronic eye inflammation, also known as uveitis. There's a 1999 study, a long time ago, showing the specific benefits of using curcumin for uveitis, and that use alone was enough to cure and treat many people with uveitis. Some of the other reasons I'd be using it for our dogs that have autoimmune disease. So think about systemic lupus or lupus. It can be localized as far as just local skin disease, or it can be different immune complexes affecting various parts of the body. Really difficult to naturally treat. It's really difficult to treat, period. Often it requires pretty high doses of immunosuppressive drugs, but a real big option is, higher doses of curcumin. Then I think of some of the other ones, such as IBD, inflammatory bowel disease. It also has an immune-mediated component to it. The immune system is reacting inappropriately. We've all this inflammation in the lining of the intestinal tract, resulting in the diarrhea or vomiting and diarrhea. So once again, there's a real big overarching benefit for the use of curcumin. So thanks you guys for watching this video. Thanks you Pippi once again for being my assistant. Pippi, as you can see, likes coming over because she gets food. Thank you for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets on Curcumin. What I want you to do now is click down there, like this video, click up there to subscribe to my channel, and then I want you to go ahead, click that link in the box below, and I can send you my free books and videos on how to heal your pets at home with my top natural remedies.